So in order to reprogram your mind, you've got to accept that there were situations when you were growing up where something happened and you were taught a response. When this happens, behave this way. If an adult asks you to do something, here's how you behave. When you feel uncomfortable, here's how you behave. You have that belief programmed into you. So what you've got to realize is when you're out in the world, you are going from situation to situation to situation. And every time you're in a situation, you do not consciously go, hang on, let me check in with my heart and see what I believe. Can you just give me some time to think about it and I'll come back and give you an answer and then come back and share the truth? That isn't what happens because we don't realise that we can do that. But two, it would take far too much brain processing power. This is why our subconscious mind exists. It runs programming that we already have to save brain space, computer space, if you will. So in a situation, your subconscious mind goes, right, quick. And it runs through all of the scenarios in the past where this happened and what the appropriate behaviour was, and it serves it up. So for you to go against that, what you are doing is consciously saying, this is what happened in the past, this is how I know I'm expected to behave, this is what I normally do, but actually I want a different result, so consciously I'm going to try a different behaviour. You change when the same situation happens and your response changes. I think reprogramming your subconscious mind isn't about just affirming who you want to become and kind of downloading it. It's a huge part of it, but it's not it. I think you change your subconscious program when you're in a situation, you're seeing the situation for what it is, you're checking in with the truth of who you are, that deeper, more soulful, more purposeful, expansive spirit version of who you are. You think about your goals, like think how hard this is to do. You think about your goals, you weigh up the options and you say, I normally behave this way, I'm going to behave this way, and then crucially, you can stand the pain of that change. You can stand the pain of the change. The pain is going to feel like severe discomfort, faster breathing, a threat to yourself, exhaustion, a feeling of procrastination, because all of a sudden, I'm afraid, I'm taking an action that goes against the grain, that goes against the group culture, that goes against my identity. You know, when someone goes, you've changed, and it's almost like a threat, it's like a horrible thing to say. If someone says to me, you've changed, I say, thank you. I've been working really hard to do that. So here's the homework. If you want a different result, here's what you've got to do. Reconnect with the true honest goal in your life, the one that you keep putting aside, you keep forgetting about because it's been a long time, you don't think you can do it and you're not getting support. Reconnect with that. Then ask yourself, what are the 10 specific steps between me and that goal? Whenever I do this exercise, I realise I probably know the first 4 or 5 steps between me and the person I want to be, and I don't know 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Haven't come across it, I'm just not aware of it, just didn't know. So I have to actually do some research by studying people. This is where people like Tony Robbins say, success leaves clues, go model people with the result. What they're saying is through pain, study, conflict, trial and error, they found the path. Don't guess, ask them, read their books, listen to their podcasts. They will tell you the fastest route through to where you're trying to go. Write them down. And then crucially 2 things. Number 1, identify where it's going to be a shift for you in thought process, in behaviour, in habit. Most of that list is beyond you, of course it is. If you could do it, you would be doing it and you'd have the result and you'd be trying to grow in a different area. So look at it and say, how is this different to the way I think? How is this different to the way I behave? How is this different to what I believe? If I say to you, earning 100k in a year is normal and cool and totally acceptable, you're going to go, yeah Lisa, I totally agree, I believe that too, and I'm working towards it. Or you're going to say, and maybe even just feel, oh, yeah, that sounds cool, Lisa, and I would love it, but it just feels funny to me, and like, isn't that greedy, and are we allowed, and what about these people? Because what's happening is everything you were taught to believe and all of the programming you've got is being triggered. But if, and this is just an example, if your goal is to make 100k in a year, you can't look at someone who has 100k and then listen to their belief, which is, it is normal, it's cool, it's fun, this is totally acceptable, and then say, I don't believe that. I'm going to keep my belief, which is people with money are greedy. It's not fair. Nobody needs that amount of money. This is a really obvious, overt example, but you've got to find in your life where your beliefs, behaviours, upbringing, training, identity, culture, conditioning is in contrast with the result that you want. So list out the 10 steps, find the differences, and then critically, and this is huge, do not start working on steps 6 and 7. You're not there yet. Most people skip the step in front of them, obsess about the next step, and they never get there. Look at the next step and go all in on that step. And even for that step, you're going to have to overcome some pain and reprogram the way you see yourself in order to be able to execute that step and execute it well.